And on Ball's first touch, the crowd erupts here. There's the lob to Ingram, and that's what Lonzo Ball does.
They're going to cut harder. They're going to set better screens because they know when they do, the ball's going to get delivered right there. Ball delivers the ball.
Averaging 10 points a game for the Los Angeles Lakers. Kendall Marshall with a nice dime inside to Bryce Johnson for the Lakers because of a back issue. Ingram goes quickly on the wing. Now, you had Kevin Durant as a rookie in Seattle. Kevin Durant looked at Brandon Ingram at one point last year and said, I felt like I was looking in the mirror as he makes the block.
Well, that is what he looked like, but that's not what he played like. From the first play, a beautiful look right there. Here's play. And the way the Spurs play, it's because the ball doesn't stick and guys don't bounce it too much.
Kendall Marshall for a guard, point guard, which is pretty impressive. Turnaround jumper by Bryce Johnson is good. Johnson, former, I don't want to start anything, but a front office change with the Clippers too. Long jump shot. This Laker players that have had their jerseys and their numbers retired. And that's a pretty stellar group of Quasars as Thornwell gets his first bucket. And Ball tied up, got it off, and Kuzma with the board. Put back no good and followed by Bryant. Thomas Bryant.
I think he could make the transition to the NBA three, so he's got a chance to be a good player. He just hasn't quite gotten to that next level yet. Left-hand dish we're used to seeing from Kendall.
Nice dime inside. Speaking of dish, Kendall Marshall again with an impressive pass. Hicks with the finish.
Yeah, Kyle Wiltshire got most of his time, Jonesy, playing for the Rio Grande Valley Vipers. He got very little playing time.
Impact you think he makes with the Rockets, and how does it work with he and James Harden?
Well, I'm concerned. First of all, I believe Mike D'Antoni understands. He's a great coach, excellent offensive mind. He's going to make it work. But I think you're talking two players who absolutely need the ball. I mean, they're used to having the ball in their hand all the time.
I was doing Rachel's show, The Jump, earlier. Okay. Otherwise, I would be in shorts and a T-shirt.
Jonesy, he's dressing better than the other Walton with the headphone on. He doesn't have a T-shirt.
Yeah, I said casual.
Everything's relative.
It's relative in your belly.
This is dressed up for the Walton fans.
Ingram was in Lonzo Ball shoes.
Yeah, they've, it's only been a few weeks together, and unfortunately they both had little injuries last week, so they haven't had a lot of time on the court together. Leading by example and by telling them what they need to hear, and he's made a lot of progress.
Last year he told me that he wanted to have 4,000 calories a day, eating 4,000 calories a day. Has it made a difference? Because PJ and I did that last night on our own.
Yeah, well, I don't recommend you two doing it.
Unnamed sources or a player on the team said, if you're going to say something, own it. Put it out there. I disagree with that upset. I mean, that's just the way guys come into this league, particularly the young guys, the one and dones. They just haven't been asked to do that.
He had his rookie season ended prematurely because of an ankle injury. Ingram isolated and finished with the finger roll. Game for the Lakers, who are up by 8. Johnson working against Zubac. Bryce Johnson with a nice looking weak hand.
He's got to help on that. But again, the ability to do that from out on the perimeter, coupled with his shooting, he's a tough cover.
He surveys the shot clock, BJ. At me for putting you on Front Street with the 4,000 calories, were you?
4 was being kind. I think I was well over 4 last night at Costa de Mare.
Inside to Johnson. They clear out the side. Bryce Johnson with the step back fadeaway is good. Oh, I'm sorry, PJ. I'm sorry. Sue Bird going to be mad at me on that one.
Yes, she is.
I'm a big fan.
I'll defend you. I'll explain to her.
I had to shut up and keep talking about the game. 3.5 minutes to go. Ingram trying to get a little space and squeezes one off. Brandon Ingram went to the University of South Carolina, had a very productive career for Frank Martin, who's one of the better college coaches, and Vander Blue gets that floater to go, and Ware's jumper's a little bit strong. Thornwell, the second-round pick, stare-down jumper is good. To another former second-round pick, Isaiah Thomas, who's here in the building tonight, to think about. Doesn't matter where you start, it's where you finish. This ball in transition. Zubac wasn't ready for it. Thornwell with a little room service at the other end and the layups. And there is Thornwell with 8 in the ball game.
Over 40, but again, two things about that. One, it wasn't the NBA three-point line. And B, that shot takes a little while to
From the time they come into the league to what they are, even in a year or two, is really exponential growth as Sindarius Thornwell has himself another bucket from the 803 area code.
Follow through is really good. The important thing is the results work. I do think, though, it can be improved on. I think it can be a quicker shot. I think he can be more efficient with his release.
Laker fans everywhere. I shouldn't limit them to just the Los Angeles area, but there's a lot of purple and gold around as Bryce Johnson continues to get buckets tonight. The UCLA player to be drafted that high, number 2 since 1979. Bryce Johnson has it working on all cylinders right now. And Blue knocked it loose. Thornwell looking for the foul. Here's Ball in the open court. Ingram kicks it out to a wide open Kyle Kuzma.
Pass from Brooklyn for D'Angelo Russell and Timofey Mozgov.
Ingram got it.
There's the jump shot. And embarrassing, both of us wearing the same outfit.
I know. Got the memo. Thornwell with the floater in the paint. And Sindarius Thornwell continuing to cook. He's got a dozen. Gone according to the script for him yet, as he's 0 for 6 from downtown. A guy that shot 40% on threes, and there's his first on cue. Lakers back up by 6. Marshall drew the contact. He's retired. Good defensive play by Thornwell with the back tap and the steal. Wow.
On both ends of the court, he's trying to take it in there, and he's always enjoyed tremendous respect from his competitors because they knew A, how tough he was, B, how talented a player. He got everything out of his ability.
The follow missed. James Bell went hard, and here's Caruso. The extra pass and the flush. David Nwaba.
Almost dunked right there, but then at the other end, because of the good pass, I don't want to say marginal talent, but not, storybook talent. He had himself a fine career.
It's down by 3. Marshall with a nice look for the tie. Got it.
Tremendous seasoning.
Lonzo Ball checked back into the ball game. Kuzma in the open court. Does it himself. Johnson has a mismatch with Lonzo Ball on him. Let's see if they can take advantage of it. Oh, what a spin move. Oh, he put him in the hole.
A mismatch, and it certainly was. Spin move by Bryce, over the help, lefty flush.
Time rules we might want to tell you about, just in case.
No. Not the second overtime, first overtime.
I love the sudden death. Bryce Johnson hit by Jamil Wilson.
Yeah, Jamil Wilson from Marquette knows what to do with the ball when he gets it.
A sweet move on the baseline by
those guys. Shows what a good job I did. I couldn't get Armand to Fordham. He goes to Princeton.
Ingram gets into the paint, got it knocked away. Active hands by Wilson. And Wilson gives the Clippers a 4-point advantage. 3 on the shot clock. Johnson's got to heave it. And at the buzzer, it's been that kind of night. 4-point game. Down low, Thornwell. Vander Blue on the move. In a rush. Blue got it.
That's a big-time play. Also 2-for-1 opportunity if they want.
32 to go. Tried to cross him up. Gave him the sauce.
Johnson with pretty good help defense on that penetration.
Thornwell with the mismatch on Blue and one. Sindarius Thornwell with a little dap from Patrick Beverly. Ware with a nice ball fake. Makes it a 2-point game.
Don't foul, gentlemen.
Please. Ware makes it.